Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a good sleep yesterday. As our brother Yasu has mentioned, I'll be covering him up today. To formally start our Cheongshimo Prayer Vigil, let us first offer a bow to our true parents. Chariot, 천진 참부모님께 경배. 바로. Okay, let's recite our family pledge. 가정맹세 3. 천혜국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심종군과 3대 황군과 황정군을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. Family Pledge number 3. Our family, the owner of Chanaguk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships in the realm of the royal family, by centering on true love. Okay, for our opening prayer, may I call on Rowita Johansson. Could you please unmute?
Thank you very much. Please join me in prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parents, our beloved true parents, on this very special day, we come to you. We are celebrating True Children's Day, and when we reflect upon ourselves, we are sorry, Father and Mother, because we still lack a lot of things. But in our hearts, it is the desire to become your true children and to really resonate with you so that we can bring your world to flourishing, the world you have envisioned for us, for your children. Thank you so much that we can join together on this precious day, and I'm deeply grateful that I can participate in New Jersey's Cheongshimo Prayer. I pray now that you can be with all brothers and sisters wherever they are, and especially with those who live in countries with many conflicts. We want to send our love to them and strength that they keep going on. And we know that we hear reports from brothers and sisters in the Ukraine and Russia. They are doing so much witnessing, even in this time, and they are really resembling our true parents. I pray that you can be with each one of us on this day, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn every day something new. Please accept this humble prayer. I pray this in the name of all present here and in my name, Roswitha Johansson of a Blessed Central Family. Aju.
Aju, thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. Okay, now let's proceed to our morning stretches. Okay. As soon as we hear the music, then we can start our morning stretches. Okay, let's raise our 2 hands first. Let's reach the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go to our right side.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's start from our head. Let's have our head rotation. Going to the right. 1, 2. Let's rotate it slowly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, shoulder rotation. Inward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, outward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, raise your right hand and put it on your left side, and then use your left arm to pull it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I want you to put your right arm forward, and then hold it with your left hand and then pull it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I'll give you 10 seconds to do your own stretching to wake up your body. Okay, wake up, wake up. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you all had a good stretch. Okay, let's proceed to our next program, which is breakout to share our morning gratitude. See you later. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a good sharing of your gratitude point for today. I realize like sharing gratitude is very, very important to keep us ourselves and start our morning with full of gratitude to Heavenly Parent and true parents and try to appreciate even little things. So I hope you had a good sharing. We will not uh, have our sharing in general about our gratitude points to make sure that we're on time. So we will proceed to our reading and reflection. So for that, may I call on our beloved elder brother, Mr. Stephen Boyd.
Thank you very much, Jake. Good morning, everyone. Wonderful opportunity to greet you again this morning. So let's begin our reading. I was sure such worries would soon dissipate. The year of our holy wedding ceremony, 1960, was a turning point. For great changes were taking place both at home and abroad. In South Korea, the people's longing for democracy burst forth, and they ousted the authoritarian Liberal Party. Overseas, John F. Kennedy was elected president of the United States, and we felt the way opening toward a new era. But history is never that simple. The rifts of the Cold War grew deeper, and conflict worsened between the communist realm and the free world. A flame of popular outcry for democracy flared up in the Soviet bloc nations of Eastern Europe, but the state crushed its advocates, and the fire grew dim again. It seemed that the time for peace was not yet at hand. People continued praying for a true leader to appear. Great changes were also taking place for the Unification Church. Virtually the whole of Korea had stood in opposition to our church, with Christianity issuing the most scathing criticisms. But now, on the foundation of embracing a young woman leader, the true mother, we began ecumenical dialogues and transitioned from a Christian denomination to global religious movement. Our members prayed that we could be a beacon, shining forth for a new hope of salvation. In particular, women who so long have been oppressed perceived that a true woman's movement was being set in motion. So I'd like to share my screen to offer my reflections. So Mother talks about 1960 being a turning point and a point of change. And we know that, as we talked about yesterday and in previous sessions in the morning, True Parents' Holy Wedding Anniversary took place in April of 1960. The date that I found was April 11th. And then Mother explains that changes were taking place in Korea and around the world. It's interesting to note that shortly after, 2 weeks after True Parents' Holy Wedding, Syngman Rhee was ousted from power. He's the leader of the Liberal Party. Mother also mentions the election of John F. Kennedy, who took place the very same year in November. I remember this election well. I was a young child, actually. I think I was 7 years old. I had turned 7 just before the election, but I remember it very clearly. It was a hotly contested election, a very close election. And that was my first time that actually, I even remember Eisenhower's last election, but I remember repeating the slogans in my mind, on the school bus, looking out the window going home. These slogans for Kennedy and Nixon were repeating in my mind. Kennedy was elected, and for many people in America, he was a face of new hope, a young man, the first Catholic president in American history. So Mother is explaining that many, many things were beginning to take place based upon our true parents' holy wedding. In fact, as we know, the decade of the 1960s itself was a time of incredible upheaval and changes taking place. And I think as we understand our true parents' course, we understand that many of these changes in the world are a direct effect of the work that our true parents are doing, or an opposition, an attempt to stop our true parents' work. At the same time, Mother explains that in Korea, we know that in Korea, they were in a divided nation between North and South. The power of communism is very close. If you've been to Korea, I know many of you have, Seoul is not very far away from the DMZ. And the people in Korea, having already experienced a very tragic war with millions of people dying, still had the threat of communism just over the border. On a daily basis, people were concerned about that. The Soviet Union was this incredible landmass, an incredible power in the world, advancing after World War II into the European nations, taking control of the nations that it had occupied or had liberated during World War II from the Nazi influence, but then installing puppet regimes to maintain their control beyond their borders, to create kind of a buffer zone between themselves and the West. Particularly Germany in Europe was also divided in a similar way between, that took place in Korea. My father was in the military, and as a child, my dad did 2 tours of duty in Germany. And the second tour, we went there when I was 9 years old, 8, 9 years old, and stayed until I was 11, close to 12 years old. And let me go back, as a soldier, he was in the medical corps. He was not in the infantry or a combat position, but he was in a position of medical corps. He was a hospital administrator. He had fought in the Korean War. We returned to the United States, and he was later assigned to Germany. We lived, I don't know if you can see my mouse here, but we lived down here on our second tour. And regularly, my dad would go out they called it alert. It was like a sudden exercise that you were called in the middle of the night often to go out and to mobilize, because the threat of Eastern Germany was so strong and so present. It's very hard to explain this. I grew up with this consciousness that communism was a real threat. And I really feel that somehow God was allowing that to prepare me to understand our true parents' vision and God's vision. So I feel even in a more poignant way, true mother and true father in South Korea in the early 1960s still felt closely the threat of communism expansion. So I think it's important for us to understand what point in time and what situation that is taking place when Mother's sharing this testimony with us. Mother also explains that there were great changes taking place in the Unification Church, beginning with our true parents' holy wedding. The 1950s had been a time of great persecution by the entire Christian world, Christian community in South Korea. Really scathing opposition, as Mother explains. But with the advent of our true parents' blessing, the providence in the 1960s, which is our true parents' second 7-year course, changes began to take place. Mother explains that after her wedding with our true father, for the first time we began to enter into ecumenical dialogue. And we grew from a Christian denomination to a global religious movement, seeking communication and unity. So I feel that this really explains, perhaps very subtly, the role that our true mother has had in the providence. In those years, we didn't see true mother in public, but true mother's influence, I think, undoubtedly is important in the direction of our movement. Her unity with our father, her support for our father, her desire to see our true parents succeed and to heal God's aching heart really this effort, and in my opinion, led to, let's say, the ecumenical dialogues can be understood as a reflection of the feminine aspect of God and our true mother's character. So with our true parents, a holy wedding, what Mother explains is that our movement wanted to become a beacon of hope for the world and to reach out to the world to be an example and an inspiration to everyone in the world. And Mother explained that for the first time, a true woman's movement was set in motion beginning in 1960. I think we can't overemphasize how revolutionary True Father and True Mother are and were as a couple in the Korean setting, a very masculine culture where women did not appear in public, where women did not appear in leadership positions. True Father, over time, through his 21-year course in America, and particularly in Korea, would always be sure that Mother was at his side. Father would, I was a state leader for 5 years in the 1970s, and often Father would speak to us about the fact that he consciously would invite our true mother to attend rallies, to be present at his side, to really demonstrate to the Korean society in particular the role that women should take in society as an example. And actually it was quite controversial. I know in some instances, True Father would appear in public or in a certain venue, and it wasn't expected that there would be a woman on the stage. The Father would make sure, he told us, to be sure that True Mother had her place. So to conclude, what I'd like to say this morning is that I think for those of us, particularly with a Christian background, in our Christian beliefs, we always wondered, what would happen? What was happening at the time of Jesus? What influence would he have? And I think if we look at Jesus as a central providential figure, we can understand that the ministry that he carried out 2,000 years ago has lasting effects in time, over time. And even though we know very little about what Jesus actually said and what Jesus actually did, his impact is undoubted. So at the same time, I guess what I would like to conclude by saying that our true parents truly are a beacon of hope. And the things that they are setting in motion in this age, even back in the 1960s and our mother today, will have lasting effects down through the ages. Because we're so close to it in time, we're seeing it unfold before our very eyes. I know myself, I often don't appreciate the value of what is happening. But if we step back and we pray and we think about this, we meditate, just as we're doing every morning, and we do this on a daily basis, I think we begin to appreciate the incredible change. Despite all the confusion, despite all the division in the world right now, there's an incredible force taking place, which is the hope for the future. So truly, our true parents are a beacon of hope. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share.
Wow, thank you so much, Reverend Mr. Stephen Boyd. That was very insightful reflection. One thing I felt is really, I feel really sorry and grateful to two parents. Sorry because like since the beginning, since mother was born and father was born, it was in the midst of chaos. And yet even mothers at a young age facing that war and like a lot of conflicts in reality, I think that's very unbearable. So and at the same time I feel grateful that they could be able to really overcome that and be able to really bring this new era of Channel Group where everything is possible, like establishing God's substantial kingdom here on earth. Yeah, I actually had a dream also, like when 2017 I was in a war in Syria. Like I for the first time, like I never felt like how it feels like, but during that dream, like I felt a lot of like, wow, the world is possibly can be like this if people deny God's existence and true parents. And I'm so grateful for true parents for you know having like finding me as well. So I like what Reverend Boyd was sharing, like mother's vision for our movement is to give hope and inspiration. And me too, I personally, I felt that hope and inspiration, like from true parents. And I hope we can truly give that hope and inspiration also for other people outside. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Boyd, for that wonderful reflection. So now we can move forward to the next, which is testimony. I know hearing testimony is also one of the things that I really love to hear, especially testimony from all our elders. Without further ado, would like to welcome Mr. Saito.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jake. Okay. Pastor Takino told me give testimony about last week at the East Garden. They had the 50th anniversary commemorative meeting in Japanese missionary held last that one. So I participate that meeting. Many of the brother and the sister who came to the United States for missionary work between 1972 and 1976, and their spouse participated, and also American leader Reverend Dunklin, Bishop Kim Hoon Kim, Washington Times CEO Tom McDavid, and Dr. Michael Jenkins, and other early age of leader, American leader also. So I was, it was a gathering of about 120 members in totally in East Garden. So I like to speak based on that time I talked about that things. Myself, I joined the Unification Church in Fukuoka Church in Japan, 1970, when I was 19 years old, and then received 1800 blessing in 1975. This is the fourth. Please, Yasan, show forth. Oh, Yas is not here today.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, this is our blessing times. So young, both of us. Yeah, thank you very much. And then I came to America 1976, before 3 weeks Yankee Stadium rally, and about 150 brothers and sisters at that time came from Japan. And at that time, I couldn't speak English so well, so I was instructed by the group leader just clean street, and also write an Yankee Stadium rally ticket on my name, and I distributed people on street. And so at the first, I had only 100 ticket to people in a day. So, and then, but the central figure, team leader said, distribute more, as much as you can. So at last, I distributed 5,000 tickets in a day on my name. And then, since was father told us 12 people to give a prize watch, and then I was number 7th, so I got the watch from father, and then father invited that people to East Garden breakfast, so I could be with there. And then also after that, the father took us fishing his boat. Yeah, that really great experience for me. And after that, so Washington, DC's Washington Monument Rally started. So I was picked up as the team captain, and 5 members with us, 2 Japanese, 2 American, and me, 5. So Mr. Sawada was a church leader, 43rd New York. And Washington Monument Rallies, it's we mobilize bus, each members 1 bus. So we had to, we was given area is Queens. From Queens, we deliver the bus. So ticket, Washington Monument Rally, Convention Rally, ticket sold $20 each person. So it was difficult for me at first. I didn't so good English, just selling candy. That sentence I memorized. And then so I memorized just a small sentence to sell, sold $20 ticket. And then, but I found one area Spanish people live, apartment, big apartment, that said my English is very good. I really surprised, and I got more confidence. So, and then from that area, that contract, we could brought people, and 5 bus full of people. Some people couldn't get on in the bus, so we have to pay back, you know. And then we brought Washington, and then that really memory. So I spoke to in that day in the East Garden. So another thing is, one brother asked me, "Are you doing young people witnessing? So what's your motivation to do so?" So and then also Mr. Takino told me, "Tell what your motivation, my motivation." So, and then last year I really did witnessing young people disparately. So I brought 2 young people in church. So, but I couldn't deep relationship. So, but Dr. Young told me, so keep going, keep going. Already he said, keep going, even 2 years, 3 years. So that is my motivation till to success. Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Saido, for that wonderful testimony. I really admire actually Mr. Saido because when I first came here and I went to Montclair, I saw him and I thought like he was a professor. But then like I found out that he was just trying to help Tara in witnessing in Montclair. And then meeting him, I actually could be able to experience taking care of his one of his guests. I think two of them I met and talked, but I really admire his dedication and heart in terms of really witnessing people. So you're truly one of the people that I really admire and really respect at your age. And yeah, now I could feel why mother was always telling us that we need to bring back that old spirit, like spirit in the past of our elders. And I just feel grateful not just for Mr. Sadu but for all our elders who really laid the foundation. And I hope we can be able to really inherit and continue that legacy that you have created for us. Thank you, Mr. Saido. Actually, yesterday, we know that Reverend Pubans couldn't be able to share the photos. So we already shared the link where you can see actually the photos that Reverend Pubans have prepared for us yesterday. So please take a look if you have time and you can freely ask Reverend Pubans about it as well. Don't hesitate. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's proceed to our Changshimon prayer. May I call on Pastor Tequino.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Saito-san. I feel, that when you joined the church, I was 5 years old. I feel that your sincerity, amazing sincerity and pure, just for God, just for true parents, and for the world. Wow, now I really feel that everyone, every person joined to the Unification Church. They're so amazing people. And that's from the true parent fruit. So I'm so exciting. Every day, actually, we are preparing elder testimonies. Then you see so much amazing story, each of them path and the God guiding them. Okay, please join me prayer. Heavenly Parent, true parent. You never forget people who invest their sincere devotion. You said sincere devotion never lose. Always such a heart in God remembered. Especially people who don't know true parents, Deborah Moon, Mrs. Moon. Who is a true parent? No foundation like now. In those times, just trust, just believe divine principle, just trust true parents. Those members build the foundation of our movement. Yes, right now we have many in foundation and the famous people coming to the coming to the church or join to the meeting. Even president or many presidents come to join to our movement, to join to the event, but without such a sincere devotion of the pioneer members, they can't come, and we have no foundation. Even second generation, they are not born, they are not exist without their effort. That's why true parents always asking us, please reach out them and bring them back. They want to see them again in the spiritual world. And maybe they can cry together. You did good job. Thank you. Thank you so much. When I was so difficult time and nobody knows me, but you believe me. If I don't give you anything to the money, or I couldn't give you anything, the house, huh? But you believe me. I feel how much true parents, true mother, true father want to appreciate them. That's why we can't lose the second generation, because all our effort we want to give to second generation. We want good fortune, we like to give to second generation. And a good environment, we like to give to second generation. Then how much God loves them, true parents love them, we like to share with them. So God, please protect and guide all of the second generation and third generation and the next generation. They are the precious children of God. And I pray, truly appreciate and thanks to all our elders, their sacrificed life. I pray my name, Atsushi Takino, Blessed Central Family.
Drew, let's have our unison prayer.
Good morning, our precious Heavenly Parents. Good morning,
Wonderful morning that
Good morning, Heavenly Parent. Good morning,
reading.
We just want to thank you, Heavenly Parent, for this morning. Mother can say, what it means to be a global
No matter
movement,
world
Heavenly Parent.
situation change,
And yet, so much
no matter
acknowledging that women have been
how
here for so
you
long, and really understanding that
the movement,
women's it has
talk about
to be owned, and it has to be cannot
our loyalty,
come in unless we
but
acknowledge
never change.
within ourselves have a personal
Never met
relationship
them, never
attachment
met
with we and ourselves, because women
never married, never have.
what a tragic situation. We cannot even be there for ourselves. We just want to thank you for our father's testimony
Change
today,
attitude.
to
That's why
give
they show
at an early age,
in the
to
house.
just keep going. And even now,
Somebody help them.
years later,
Father, parents,
keep going.
it's okay. Help,
Heavenly Parent.
help.
We need to
Thanks to the anyone.
have the heart to keep going, because you, God,
And
have
joined
going.
even
No matter how many times failed you, no matter how many tragic events have rocked the human race, you really prayed and we thank you for your love and your peace be in us,
Ascendamos lo espiritual.
that we might stretch out our hands
Invite
to
us
love
Padre, todavía está
and
aquí.
share that love and light and
Give us
healing.
such a wonderful
Pray
life.
for everyone who's sick this morning,
Nuestra
that
pequeña
they might be filled. We pray for everyone who is sick this morning, that they
pensar,
might
We
be visited.
appreciate,
ver,
Pray
appreciate
for
qué
anyone
grandioso,
who is hurting and
extraordinario.
being
and now
all stuff.
Oh, Dios,
for 58
Pray you could
years ago.
change the hearts of teenagers,
lo que los
Think about the
verdaderos
retirement.
soldiers, and
hicieron,
politicians who are pushing
Think
for
about in
war.
my
han hecho,
May the
history.
soldiers
So
unfurl their arms
sé que
I
quizás nuestros descendientes algún día vivirán haciendo el impacto
pray for all those who are
Will
para
of
los
hungry,
God,
verdaderos. Así
those who
como
have
Jesús, después de 2000 años, Padre, seguimos viendo el cristianismo en todo el mundo
please
y
make a way for
creciendo
everyone.
y la gente sigue
Relationships are
amando,
we will
y ir
lonely and
yendo
hurting.
give one
No
todas
one can find a way
practicando
out of the situation they're in.
cristianos
For every
en vidas
circumstance here, you know their
y trajo un cambio
situation, you
extraordinario.
know what they're going
Jesús,
through, and you know
y
they
que nosotros podemos
even
entender
hiding it.
Jesús
That this ministry will
todavía el
fill
cambio,
and
el cambio.
comfort and strengthen
Dios
and
mío,
give courage to every
hoy
brother and
en
sister.
nuestras vidas,
Everything
vamos a
cover them in your
imitar
love and your
las
light
enseñanzas
and
y
healing.
el ejemplo de vida de los
Fill them
padres.
with your strength
Gracias,
and courage and peace.
muchas gracias,
Wash away the
Padre.
feelings of being anxious
A la
or
edad de
overwhelmed,
16 años,
and to really stand
I
with
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dean Stephen Boyd, for a wonderful reflection today, and Mr. Saido for your testimony, and Pastor Tequino for that prayer. And thank you, everyone. Lastly, I would like to share the quote of Alice Morse. She said, like, every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day. So I hope that today is Monday, and I hope you will spend this day with full of gratitude, love, hope, happiness, and excitement. Have a great day, everyone, and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.
thank you, Jay.
bye, everybody. Have a great Monday.
beautiful day. God
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy Children's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saido-san.
Saito-san.
Thank you, Reverend Stephen Boyd.
Thank you so much.
Take care. God bless.
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
Children's Day.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're closing this in 5 seconds.
Thank you.
Five,
Bye.
four,
Take care. God bless.
two,
Hi, Rita.
one.
Hi,
Bye.
oh my
Bye
goodness.
bye.
I
Bye.
love this sister. Hi, Rita. Hi, my dear. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
My goodness, you are the best. My goodness, I miss you.
Hey, Rita.
Mom, how are you?
Hello.
Good.
Oh, oh goodness, I miss you all. I wish to be everybody. I love you. Oh, my goodness. I'm so crazy.
Take care. God
My
bless.
God.